So 2025 is finally upon us. How is it looking in your corner? How is it looking in your side? Welcome to Sparks and Blues. This is another episode, and we're here to talk to you about realities of life and things that are happening around us as the new year is unfolding. I would like to appreciate those of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel and those of you who are following our pages. And I'd like to encourage those of you who are watching our inspiring stories to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be among those to receive our inspiring stories as soon as they arrive. So yeah, back to the matter. I'll be delving deep into it today. And I've been, doing some videos talking about are you preparing for 2025. So finally, 2025 is upon us, and here's a happy new year greetings from the team here at Sparks and Blues, and asking you, our viewers, how is your year looking? How is it coming up? So yeah, 2025 is finally upon us, and in the workspace, how is it looking? How is it coming up? Are you currently scared about, what is going to be looking like, or the things management will be churning out? Are you sort of sure? Are you sort of happy about the new year and the kinds of conversations that will be rolling out? So yeah, those are the conversations for today. And I just wanted to put it out there that how is it looking in your corner? How is it looking in your environment? How is it looking in your place of work with regards to this Q1, which is a very significant quarter? It's a very significant period in our books, and it's important that we give it the full attention that it requires. I tell people that don't start your year on a low mood. Start it with full force. Start your year with that biggest energy that you have in there. Put it in there and then see how far you can get and the best you can, really grab from the lots. So yeah, this is me talking to us today about the activities, that could be occurring within Q1. It's quite the same in every organization. So most people will be doing a lot of reviews, business reviews, or preparing for, last year reviews, preparing for board meetings. Um, yeah, targets would have gone out, but of course, there'll still be conversations around these figures. It's fresh, and some certain reviews will still be ongoing. And how are you taking this? Are you a senior person? Are you playing in the C-suites? How is it looking in your side? How is it looking in your corner? Are you pumped up positively, or are you worried? Are you like scared or disturbed, because of your performance? How convinced are you, that you still have a grasp, or let me say a hold on your seat and on your job? So these are the conversation that is out there for our viewers today from the Sparks and Blue angle. And I want you to look deep into these things because they are quite important and significant to how the year 2025 is really going to pan out. What are you doing to beef up your figures if you've been found wanting, previously? What are you doing to sort of even add value if you've been a value adding employee? What are your strategies towards adding further value this year? Because it's important. Nobody wants somebody that was performing before and then for whatever reason you're no longer performing. You need to maintain the tempo. That's what is going to keep you to maintain your position, of course, and I noticed that, a lot of people are also sort of still complaining, feeling pressured, you give people targets, they don't meet it, you talk about it and they feel pressured. You talk about it and they feel some type of way, like they feel maybe it's not fair. And in my head, I'm like, um, if you've got a contract and your employer is actually meeting their sides of the contracts with regards to paying you as agreed, giving you the perks as agreed, but you are not churning out performance as agreed, do you expect the organization to stay mute and just watch? These are investments, these are people's investments, and in one of my videos where I did a series on POV, that's my point of view, I spoke largely about the fact that people that are down there do not quite understand what it takes to grow wealth, what it takes to build systems, and the kinds of investments that business drivers get themselves involved with. And then they just watch these numbers go down and you expect them to keep quiet. So it's important that if you've been given a seat at the table and you are quiet on the top, it's important that you begin to interact with figures. You begin to dig in and try to understand the point of view of investors, the point of view of business drivers, the point of view of C-suite executives. Why do they talk the way they talk? Why do they handle performance the way they handle them? It's because there's always a bigger picture behind the scenes, which you might not be aware of. But it's important that you do yourself much more good to begin to know about how these things work. Understand budgets, understand figures, understand investments, understand ROIs, and know why management and senior people are complaining when they complain about your performance or about your figures. If you do not have robust knowledge of these things, you might just think you are being bullied, or think you are being oppressed, or think you are treated poorly or unfairly or unjustly. But that's not usually the case, because people have invested their funds and the shares are just going down. You don't expect them to keep quiet, because you are recording losses year on year, and that is a lot. There's no return on investment coming in. You never can tell. That's the way people generate funds to set up their businesses are in diverse ways. A lot of people do debt funding, and which means they need to pay loans with interests. And then, you are seated there doing absolutely nothing, not recording good figures, not generating revenue, and you expect business drivers to really keep quiet. That's not going to happen in most organizations, I believe, in Q1. So if your role involves growing revenue, or, driving systems, building the structures, ensuring that things are in place, I would encourage you to put in your best, put in the hard work, so that you'll be in the right footing with your investors and your business drivers, which includes your C-suites, your CEOs, and the rest. It's important that you are doing the right thing, you're adding value, because people are calculating what it entails. People are calculating what is involved. And trust me, there's a lot involved. People are putting money to set up these organizations where people work, where you've been employed. And you honestly do not think you expect them to keep quiet when their investments are not yielding the necessary results that they expected. You do not definitely expect them to keep quiet. And it becomes worse if, these investors actually into loans, or let me say got loans to set up these organizations, and then things are not going as planned. You will begin to hear the kinds of words you think you don't want to hear. You're going to definitely hear them. So yeah, I think the entire January, February, March is going to be filled up with things like this, and I'm encouraging you to get yourselves prepared. Those of you that are top ladies, top guys, sitting up there occupying the big seats, begin to prepare your minds, because these are the conversations that will be churning out, that will be rolling out within the next 90 days. And it's important that you are prepared. It's important that you are ready. And it's important that you are doing what it takes to hold on to those big seats. I said in one of my posts, it's not just enough to want the big roles, to want to sit on the big seats, without doing what it takes to occupy them. And this is that season where people are going to be losing those big seats and those big titles as well. And yeah, these are not things that nobody really wants people to leave. But then if you are unable to deliver what it takes to hold on to positions and to hold on to big seats, then it's just so obvious that what is to be done will be done. So you are encouraged to put in the work, do the best to ensure that, you hold your seats, you hold your roles within these next 90 days. And I believe that if you've been able to pull through this initial 90 days successfully by delivering, hopefully you should be able to round up the year and most likely move up from there. Here's me wishing every one of us at the C-suites and at the top seats all the best in Q1 of 2025. Cheers.